Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to practice daily English conversations that you can use in real life. These are not boring textbook dialogues. These are natural, everyday talks that sound just like what real people say. We'll go through simple, clear examples that you can listen to, repeat, and practice with. The goal is to help you feel more confident when speaking English in your daily routine, whether you're chatting with a friend, talking at work, or just making small talk. So relax, listen carefully, and don't be afraid to practice out loud. Remember, the more you speak, the easier it becomes. Let's get started with today's daily conversation practice.
You know what I realized this morning? My toothbrush squeaks. Squeaks? Yeah, like a little mouse. Every stroke, it goes whee. I thought I was losing it, but no, it's the toothbrush. That would drive me insane. I can't even stand the sound of my kettle boiling. I have to stand there and shut it off right before it whistles. So you wake up by playing chicken with boiling water? Pretty much. It's my morning thrill. My thrill is rearranging the mugs. I've got 6. 2 red, 2 blue, 2 white. If I don't alternate them in the cupboard, I can't focus all day. That explains why you're always late for work. Hey, symmetry matters. What about you? What's the weirdest thing you do before leaving the house?
I sniff my hands.
Okay, you win. Why? Because sometimes I forget what soap I used the night before. The scent tells me what mood I was in. Lavender means I needed comfort. Mint means I was trying to trick myself into feeling awake. That's actually poetic. Meanwhile, I'm wrestling with mugs. Tell me about your afternoons. Do they involve squeaky things too? Sometimes. My desk chair groans like a dying walrus whenever I lean back, but afternoons are mostly emails. I answer them in batches of 5. Always 5.
What if you only have 3?
Then I draft 2 fake ones to myself, just so I can send 5.
That's dedication or madness?
Thin line. What about your afternoons? I water my cactus, even though it doesn't need it daily. I just like the routine. I named it Gerald. Gerald the cactus. Noble. He leans toward the window in the laziest way. I admire his commitment to doing the bare minimum. A role model. Exactly. Then, around 4, I eat a single pretzel. Just one. Like a ritual.
Why just one?
Because if I eat 2, it feels like a snack. 1 keeps it mysterious.
You're a pretzel minimalist.
And you're a symmetry addict. Together, we'd make a very strange sitcom. Evenings must be stranger for you. Depends. I take photos of my ceiling before bed. Why? To check if the shadows changed. I like comparing them. Sometimes they look like animals, sometimes like faces. Last night, I swear it looked like a penguin juggling. That's oddly beautiful. My evenings are less magical. I fold my socks into exact rectangles before sleep. Rectangles? Not balls? Balls are chaos. Rectangles are peace. You know, if anyone else heard us, they'd think we're completely unhinged. Maybe. Or maybe everyone has secret rituals and we're just honest enough to admit ours. Yeah, people hide the weirdest things, like pretending kettles don't whistle, or inventing emails to yourself, or naming pigeons Gerald. He's a cactus. Right, sorry, Gerald the cactus. Don't disrespect him. He's part of my daily routine. Fair enough. Next time you sniff your hands, think of me balancing mugs like they're sacred artifacts. Deal. And if your toothbrush squeaks again, record it. I want proof. Fine. But only if you send me a picture of the juggling penguin ceiling. You've got yourself a trade.
You'd laugh if you saw how I start my mornings. I eat the corner piece of bread first, always the corner, never the middle slices.
Wait, you actually save the middle slices?
Yeah, they feel too perfect. I like the crusty edges. It's like I'm easing into the day instead of diving into it.
That's fascinating. My mornings are about control too, but in a different way. I fold my blanket as soon as I stand up. If I don't, I feel like the entire day will be slocky.
So you're a blanket perfectionist. I'm a toast anarchist.
Pretty much. Then I go straight to my notebook. I don't write poetry or anything, just a list of the things I already did. Like 1. Woke up. 2. Folded blanket.
You celebrate tiny victories.
Exactly. It tricks me into thinking I'm ahead.
My trick is tea. I stir honey into it exactly 7 times clockwise, 1 time counterclockwise. If I get distracted and lose count, I have to start over.
That sounds exhausting.
It is, but it feels like I'm balancing the universe in a cup.
I balance the universe with socks. Striped ones mean steady day. Polka dots mean take risks. Today, I'm in polka dots.
Risk-taking on a Tuesday. Bold.
We'll see how it goes. What's your commute like?
I walk. I count the number of cats I see. Yesterday was 3. If I see a ginger cat, I treat it like good luck.
I've got no cats, but there's a bakery near my bus stop. I don't go in, but I slow down just to breathe the smell. I've measured it. It lingers for about 34 steps.
That's oddly specific.
Bread science.
I like that. I do window counting. The apartment block on Maple Street, if an odd number of windows are lit, I brace for a rough day. If it's even, I relax.
Superstitions disguised as math. I respect that.
Evenings are a stranger for me. I write 1 sentence about the day before bed. Last night's was dropped keys in the freezer without noticing.
That's a good entry. Mine would have been ignored 3 alarms reminding me to drink water.
You set alarms to drink water?
At weird times, 9:11, 10:43, I never obey them, but seeing them pop up feels like I'm communicating with a past version of myself.
That's actually kind of beautiful.
You think so?
Yeah, it's like proof we're not just drifting. We're leaving breadcrumbs, even if we don't follow them.
That's what routines are, I guess. Tiny breadcrumbs.
My folded blanket, your tea, the bakery air.
And the cats. Don't forget the cats.
Right? All these little things that don't make sense to anyone else, but without them, the day feels off.
Sometimes I wonder if our quirks are actually survival strategies.
They are. They're silly, but they keep us steady.
Maybe that's what being human is, finding weird ways to keep steady.
And socks. Definitely socks.
Risky polka dots and lucky ginger cats. That's how we make it work.
You ever notice how your whole day feels different depending on the first thing you touch in the morning?
Can't say I've thought about it that way. What's the first thing you touch?
My fridge handle? I keep a lemon wedge in there just for smelling. Don't even eat it most days. Just sniff it. Sharpens me up.
That's unusual. I start with the bathroom handle. I can't think straight until I run cold water over my wrists. I don't even wash my face, just wrists. Like I'm rebooting my system.
So you're a computer and I'm a fruit bowl.
Pretty much. What happens after the lemon ritual?
I feed my neighbor's pigeon. Not mine, technically. It roosts on her balcony, but it only eats when I toss oats from my window. I named it Chairman Meow.
Please tell me it's actually a pigeon and not a cat.
Pigeon! Though it acts like a cat, ignores me half the time.
My mornings aren't that exciting. I time how long I can balance my toothbrush on my finger before I drop it. Records 1 minute and 12 seconds.
That's impressive and concerning.
Keeps me from scrolling my phone. If I check emails before breakfast, the day turns to chaos.
Same with me in music. I can't play anything upbeat before noon. If I hear a dance track at 9 a.m., I get irrationally irritated, like the song is mocking me.
So, no morning Beyoncé for you.
Exactly. It has to be slow, piano, acoustic, something that sounds like it just woke up too.
I like that. My soundtrack is kitchen noises. I fry an egg every morning, but I break the yolk on purpose. People think it's a mistake, but I prefer the mess.
You live rebelliously through breakfast. I respect that. And you, what's lunch like for a pigeon tamer?
Depends. If I'm working from home, I eat standing up, leaning against the counter like some detective in a crime drama, half a sandwich, an apple, and I stare out the window dramatically.
Do you narrate to yourself?
Sometimes. The suspect refused mustard. Suspicious.
That's brilliant. My lunch is quieter. I line up my carrot sticks by size before eating them, tallest to shortest.
That's oddly satisfying to imagine.
It is, though I once ate them out of order and felt guilty the rest of the afternoon.
Carrot guilt. The struggle is real. Evenings?
I knit badly. Last week I made what was supposed to be a scarf, but it turned into a triangle thing. I told my niece it was a superhero cape for her doll.
Creative save. My evenings are puzzles. Crosswords, logic grids, even jigsaw puzzles on my phone. It keeps me from overthinking.
That's smart. I tend to write one sentence in my journal before bed. Just one. Last night's was, the pigeon didn't show up. And I took it personally.
That says more than a whole essay would sometimes.
Maybe routines are just secret codes we write to ourselves.
Codes that nobody else can really crack. Except maybe conversations like this.
True, which means I know way too much about your toothbrush Olympics now.
And I'll never forget Chairman Meow.
My mornings are basically negotiations with myself. I tell my alarm 5 more minutes and then end up scrolling through weather apps I don't even care about.
Same. I don't even check the actual forecast. I just look at the little sun or cloud icons and feel like I accomplished something.
Exactly. And then I still leave the house without an umbrella. My neighbor calls me the optimist because I'm always drenched.
That's better than me. I start every day with a checklist, but the first thing on it is always make checklist.
That's genius. Instant productivity.
Yeah, but then I spend 20 minutes choosing which pen to write it with. I have a favorite blue one that makes my handwriting look less like a toddler's. If it's missing, I spiral.
Oh, I get that. I can't drink coffee unless it's in my chipped green mug. My friends think it's ugly, but if I drink from anything else, it feels wrong.
What's so special about the green mug?
It survived college with me. 3 moves, 2 breakups, 1 flood. It's like battle armor.
That's powerful. My equivalent is socks. If I wear plain ones, the day's doomed. I need stripes or cartoons. Today it's flamingos.
Smirk. Do they actually affect your mood?
Absolutely. Flamingos make me stand taller. Polka dots make me reckless.
That's sock astrology.
And it's accurate. My coworkers don't know, but half of my decisions are based on footwear.
My commute's my ritual. I walk the same route and I always count the number of cats I see. Yesterday, 3. My record's 8.
Do the cats predict your day too?
Kind of. If I see none, I brace for bad news. If I see 1 ginger cat, I expect a surprise.
That's brilliant. I don't have cats, but I do have a bakery I pass. I never go in, but I slow down to breathe in the smell. I even measure how many steps it lasts.
You measure bread aroma?
32 steps on a good day, 40 if the wind's right.
That's poetry, honestly.
Evenings are stranger. I set alarms at random times, 9:11, 10:37, just to remind myself to drink water. Then I ignore them.
I do the opposite. I keep a notebook by my bed and write 1 sentence about the day. Just 1. Last night's was, dropped pasta in my shoe.
That's a perfect memoir entry. Mine would have been, flamingo socks failed to inspire bravery.
Do you think these tiny routines matter, or are we just distracting ourselves?
I think they matter. They're like anchors. Without them, I'd just float off into chaos.
Yeah. My therapist calls them coping strategies, but to me, they feel more like secret conversations with myself.
Same. My socks tell me how I feel before I admit it.
My cats tell me if the universe is on my side.
And the bakery air tells me life isn't all spreadsheets.
Exactly. People underestimate the poetry of daily life.
Or the comedy. Pasta in a shoe is pure comedy.
And ketchup stains on all my checklists is tragedy.
Then maybe routines are just our way of writing little stories. Some funny, some sad.
Little stories that remind us we're alive. You know what I did this morning? Ate spaghetti at 7 a.m. Straight from the pot, cold.
That's bold. Breakfast of champions.
More like breakfast of people who forgot to buy milk. My fridge is a museum of condiments and shame.
That's better than mine. I have 5 half-used bottles of ketchup. Every time I think I'm out, I buy another.
You're running a ketchup sanctuary.
Basically. But my mornings always start with coffee first. Black, no sugar. If I don't drink it before checking emails, I type like a drunk toddler.
I can't do black coffee. My ritual is stirring honey into tea exactly 8 times clockwise. If I do 9, the day feels cursed.
That's oddly specific.
I know. It started as a joke, now it's a rule.
My rule is socks. I can't wear plain ones. Stripes, cartoons, something. Otherwise, the whole day feels gray.
What are you wearing today?
Penguins on surfboards. Don't judge.
No judgment. My thing is pacing while brushing my teeth. I wander the apartment like a lost ghost, and now there are tiny toothpaste dots on the windowsill.
That's art, not mess. My teeth brushing quirk is humming. Always the same tune, this old cereal commercial.
Oh no, if you hum it near me, it'll get stuck in my head forever.
Exactly why I'll never reveal the song.
Commute routines?
I always sit on the left side of the bus. If my spot's taken, the day feels crooked.
That's like me counting red cars on my walk. If I hit 10, I convince myself the day is going to be lucky.
Do the cars actually change anything?
No, but they keep me from doom scrolling while walking.
That's fair. I have a bakery on my route. I don't buy bread, but I slow down to breathe the smell. I even count how many steps the scent lasts.
That's almost poetic. I'd turn that into a competition with myself.
Evenings are worse. I set alarms for odd times, 9:13, 10:42. They're reminders to drink water, but mostly I ignore them.
I write one sentence about my day before bed. Just one. Last night's was, dropped keys in the freezer.
Mine would have been, penguin socks saved me.
Do you think these little routines actually matter, or are they just distractions?
I think they're anchors. Without them, we'd drift.
Or they're poems we write with our habits. My tea, your socks, the bakery smell, tiny ways of talking to the world.
I like that. Quirks as secret conversations.
Exactly. And they're proof we're alive. Otherwise, we're just robots brushing teeth on schedule.
Or ketchup hoarders.
That too.
You know, if someone listened to us, they'd think we're eccentric.
Or they'd think, maybe my weird rituals aren't so weird after all.
Which, honestly, would be the best outcome.
Yeah, a little solidarity in the chaos. You ever think about how fragile a morning is? Like one tiny thing goes wrong and suddenly the whole day tilts?
Oh, absolutely. My mornings are basically dominoes. If I don't fold the blanket the second I get up, everything unravels.
You fold the blanket right away?
Has to be done. It's like sealing a contract with the universe. If I leave it messy, I spill coffee later, every time.
My contract is brushing my teeth before speaking to anyone, even my roommate. It's not hygiene, it's superstition. If I talk first, I'll argue with someone before noon.
So you're silent until minty fresh?
Exactly. It's like a spell.
I wish I had spells. My mornings start with socks. I dump the whole drawer on the bed, pick a pair at random, and then, this is weird, I try to predict my day based on the pattern.
Like sock horoscopes.
Yeah, polka dots mean it's gonna be chaotic, stripes mean steady. Today I wore plain gray, so I'm expecting boring.
Well, you're here talking to me. That's not boring.
True. Maybe gray means unexpected. I'll adjust the prophecy.
My commute is my strangest ritual. I count the number of windows lit up in the apartment buildings I pass. If it's even, I feel calm. If it's odd, I get anxious.
That's such a specific superstition. Do you actually change your mood depending on a number?
Unfortunately, yes. One time it was 19, and I spent the whole morning convinced I'd get fired. I didn't, but the dread was real.
That reminds me, I hum while I brush my teeth. Always the same song, some old cartoon theme. If I skip it, I feel off balance, like my jaw's loose or something.
That's kind of adorable. My toothbrush habit is pacing. I walk from the bathroom to the kitchen and back. Leaves a trail of toothpaste specks on the floor. My roommate thinks I spill milk.
Daily art.
Exactly. And at night, I write one sentence about the day. Just one. Sometimes it's deep, like felt invisible. Sometimes it's dumb, like rice cooker betrayed me. That's brilliant. I do something similar but with alarms. I set them for strange times like 9:11 or 10:04. It makes the reminder feel personal, like it's speaking directly to me. And do you listen to them? Not usually, but I like seeing them pop up like little secret codes for myself. You know, if someone listened to us, they'd think we're unstable.
Or they'd realize most people live like this, tiny rituals to keep the chaos in check.
Yeah. My therapist once told me routines are anchors, but honestly, mine feel more like little conversations. With yourself? With myself, with the world. Like the lit windows are the city saying, here's your mood forecast.
I love that. My socks are basically my morning therapist then.
And my toothbrush is a marching band.
That's the most poetic toothpaste description I've ever heard.
Hey, routines are ridiculous poetry, aren't they?
Yeah, and maybe that's what makes them bearable. They're silly, but they're ours.
Exactly. My chipped blue mug, your sock horoscopes, proof we're human.
Proof we're trying, at least.
You ever notice how mornings feel like auditions? Like, will you be a functioning human today or just background noise?
That's accurate. My mornings start with me staring at the ceiling for 5 minutes, bargaining with myself. If I get up now, I'll reward myself with the good cereal. If I stay, I'll eat plain toast.
That's how you bribe yourself? With cereal?
Don't mock. Cinnamon squares are powerful motivators.
I bribe myself with silence. I get up before my phone has a chance to start buzzing. If I beat the notifications, I feel like I've won.
That's oddly heroic. Meanwhile, I lose daily to my cat. She knows breakfast time is at 7, but she starts pacing at 6:30. Sometimes she jumps on the counter and stares at me like a debt collector.
I know that stare. My dog does it with the leash. If I even glance at the closet where it's hanging, game over. I have to walk him.
Speaking of walks, I pass this bakery every morning. I don't go in, but I slow down just to smell it. The weird part? I count how many steps I can take while still catching the scent.
You're measuring air quality with your nose. That's impressive.
Nah, it's just me being obsessive. What about you? Any rituals on your commute?
I play a game on the bus. I guess what people's jobs are. Like that guy in the gray jacket, tax accountant. The woman with glitter sneakers, kindergarten teacher.
And are you ever right?
Once I asked. Turned out the glitter sneaker woman was a funeral director. I've never trusted my guesses since.
That's brilliant. I'd be too scared to ask.
You'd be surprised. People love talking about their routines. Like mine at work. First thing I do is sharpen every pencil, even though I type on a laptop all day.
That's oddly wholesome. I can't start work until I clean my glasses. Even if they're already clean, I wipe them once. It's like flipping a switch.
Exactly. Tiny switches. Without them, the whole machine won't run.
My machine breaks down at night. I set alarms for ridiculous times like 11:42, so I'll remember to drink water. Then I ignore them and wake up parched at 3 a.m.
I'm worse. I'll climb into bed, get cozy, then remember I didn't check if the stove was off. Doesn't matter that I didn't even cook. I still get up to check.
That's not weird. It's just human.
Sometimes I wonder if our routines say more about us than we think.
Like little confessions.
Exactly. My confession is I don't trust myself. hence stove checking.
Mine is, I'm always looking for control, hence 2 rounds in the toaster instead of 1.
But there's comfort in it, right? Even if it's silly.
Definitely. I think about that old guy I see sweeping the same corner every evening. He doesn't have to do it, but maybe it's his way of keeping the world tidy in a small patch.
That's kind of beautiful. Maybe routines are just ways of making the chaos manageable.
Or ways of talking to ourselves without words.
Yeah, like my pencil saying, "You're ready," and your cat saying, "Pay your debts."
Exactly. Maybe one day we'll outgrow these quirks.
Or maybe they'll grow with us. I kind of like that thought.